Welcome to the lovely IHP community and the 5D collective, all of those who have self worth. So you own all the parts of you. There's no disowned parts, no unlovable parts. All of disowned, unlovable, they go first, the will to heal, and that's with good therapists. Then, when they're ready, if they want, they continue with mindful and mindset practices to experience more depth of emotion. If they don't want to, they don't have to. And that's where enlightenment, it's your choice, it's not a must. And the people who don't want to access more of the depths of them, that's not something they have to do. So you get to be here because you want to expand more. And thank you, Sadhguru, because you also know that the very source of creation is within you, and you just need to strive to make the necessary contact with it. The necessary contact means that you have the capacity to see the sensations, the images, the affects, meanings, and behaviors. Mindful self-awareness, accountability, regulation. Again, it's a choice, not a must. And when people don't want to do it, they say, I want to do it, Maria, on my life now. And I say, cool, there's a Zen master for you, okay? So here we like to be the creatures that are dynamic in our elevation of life. So we may sound like a wheel to people, but we're full of energy and we're full of life. The ones who become caricatures, it's because they allow life to stagnate. What this means is that they live that 0 to 8 years of age. That first unconscious subconscious is what people play out when they don't own all of their parts, child parts. And that doesn't only mean that you don't own, but you also don't see yourself, okay? That's why they don't know how to self-regulate so that they can consistently bring forth the energy of self-worth with self-empowerment and enlightenment. Okay, so here we talk again about inspiring human potential, being yourself, a self-empowered person who's understanding how to best organize so that you don't use your time ineffectively. Okay, so you will have completed all of child parts work, EMDR, child parts, and somatics. So now you know how to self-regulate. Now you have a window welcome, and that's why you can access the source of creation, whether you're a mystic or a spiritual or a mindful secular individual. Okay, cool. So again, we have our lovely equinox, and I want to read a couple more quotes. Our lovely Sadhguru. Every human being deserves to be peaceful while alive, not just rest in peace. Let us make it happen. Aliveness comes when you have self-worth and you don't have child parts that are still charged. The child parts that are still charged, they get to be tended to with a very straightforward equation: the soul self, the narrative, the relational, and the core self. So your core self-belief, you want to, again, have it here and all your parts lovable. And then you work with the emotions and you are taking accountability. So you don't want to be a Cusco, you want to be yourself. And your narrative, you want to allow yourself to know how to walk through that little left mode and the right mode. And so you choose the flow state, you choose to be dynamic, you choose to be you, and you choose expanding consciousness, not to stagnate and be limited. The people who do choose that, we get to allow them to do them and continue to find and connect with and bring together 5D mystics who are self-empowered and enlightened, expanding peace of consciousness and or mindful adults, so that you can have in your life this, because the energy of this is way more amazing than the energy of those who do not expand. So let me grab some lovely cards. Also, the ones who do karma, they don't do dharma. Again, they are consistently repeating their first 8 years of life, but they have a 16-year-old. It's a Cusco attitude, and they're not going to be very much expanding. So intellectually, emotionally, physically, you're going to be with facades that play the victim card. So they're facades. They have a victim card that they're always going to bring forth, and then they consistently have this. And then they also blame Lucifer. And so they can be 4D mystics, or they can be people who gossip about you too. That's actually something that happens. Okay, wait a minute, where is she? So when you have people who don't like you because you are a person who has this, yeah, you'll know, but it's okay. We don't do anything with that. because we're not people who, what's it called? We don't need their thumbs up. So we know this. Okay, that's Jesus. That's Christ consciousness. So when you have facades, you're going to know who they are because they will play a very specific narrative in their head, but also their mouth will keep on telling you the same thing. And that's for the individuals, again, who are still here. 1 second, because I have a bunch of beautiful cards that were speaking to me yesterday as I organized our content for today because I knew it was the equinox. Okay, so you have the capacity to know about how misunderstandings work. You let them go. You connect with unconditional love, and you know that you can do feelings. Okay, so perception, it's not based on truth. We all have our subjective experiences, so we know that perception is based on my inner world, your inner world, and how we choose to interpret it. That's why your thoughts and your feelings are an interpretation. Now, the people who don't like these words, again, let them continue to lead with the people who give them boxes. For us, we know we can do hard things. It's not as impossible as it may feel. In fact, feelings are the most amazing of the journeys that we have because we're human. Okay, so that's the beauty. You let yourself be held by love. That's the power. You've got the power. That's the power of having self-worth and having self-empowerment and having mindful living. Okay, so when you can speak your truth with intimacy, you will know, one, how to be your own true life partner, but also a true life partner for another. And being yourself is something you enjoy. And so with these lovely lunar eclipse and the full moon and the 5-day ascension energies, and as today settles in, you are settling into the expanded version of you with an open heart. And you also have that lovely open third eye. So some of you, if you are mystics, you might be expanding your clairs in a most amazing way because you're connecting with more of your oversoul, not less. And then you're also understanding, I'm mixing in a little bit of channel guidance, FYI. You're also understanding all of that which you are seeking to bring forth in your day-to-day. Some of you are entrepreneurs, and some of you are seeking to set your steps up. So if that's the case, remember that you are the only one who can persevere. And if you are in the midst of impatience, because you see that your objective is so close but yet so far, well, that happens. That happens on purpose, by the way. And it's because of something called you can trust in yourself. So I'm a divine feminine, which is why I don't ask questions. I'm also not afraid because life never sends you anything that's going to hurt you. Okay, so this is the other part about why we stay away from negative people and people who don't have healthy self-worth stuff to say. So when you have people who are not able to believe in themselves, they're going to consistently talk in cliche sentences with the whole, we have to suffer, evil, not evil. So again, please stay within your ears in a space of empowerment. Obviously, the truth is what you also want. So not people who cheer you up, but people who are expanding you. You know how you know that? Because they will be expanding themselves. So they're not humbug. They're intellectually, emotionally high on the intelligence scale. They don't want to stay in a biochemistry that's down in the dumps. Anybody who is allowing themselves to think of emotions as good and bad and say, let me stay in the dumps, they're okay with stagnating. And they don't know what it means to be blissful. And that's too sad. No, it's their choice. They don't have to pursue restorative embodiment, self-awareness, accountability, or regulations. Why I'm trying to let you in on a fun fact in this first episode. You're not going to have to be here. The people who drag the pain points around, I know who they are. They sound like a broken record, and they are continuing with a low vibration, which is why a Zen Master's Laundry is not impressive to a person like me. I'm impressed by the ones who know how to do life, like Sadhguru, like Dr. Daniel Siegel, like a Dr. Daniel Fox, the ones who are proactive with emotion. So anyone who's proactive is going to let you know the simplest of things can brighten up the day, and your ability to love unconditionally as well as live with bliss. It's straightforward as it gets, because when you wake up, you're the one who navigates the thoughts, the emotions, So when you have whole self, that's when you're going to be ready for everything at HP, to be yourself, to tap into the infinite higher human conscious potential of you, and to have those actually life-worthy relationships. And I say actually because anybody who's wasting their time in the year 2024 whining hasn't heard of the great Patrick Tiahan. He's an awesome therapist for childhood trauma survivors who want to heal, who have the will to go and grieve that they were not seen, soothed, kept safe, or secure. And then when they're ready, if they ever want to, they can come on over here. We are here. We're past this. I've been past this since I was an adolescent. So we're going to continue our messages, but thank you for stopping by. Anybody who is ready for Dharma, open-heartedness, to have that third eye open and to disengage from any of that unnecessary stuff from the other side. Yeah. We'll be back in a little bit. Thanks again.